All right, so when you start your black and white photo, the first thing you want to do is go up to Images, Mode, and make sure that it is set to RGB color. The next thing I'm going to do is go up to my filter. I'm going to go to Neural Filter, and I'm going to just see if maybe we can get rid of some of this noise, make it look a little cleaner. So I'm going to go to Photo Restoration and click on the little cloud. It'll download it. It might take a minute. And it's going to take a minute to process. Get rid of some more of the scratches by pulling. Uh, and then I'll put it to the same layer, current layer, if it's not already set to that. And it'll just replace the file. So it is processing. And our goal here is just to kind of make it look a little less old, especially if it already has that. So click OK, and then you'll see the difference between this and this. Does look a little AI right there. That face looks a little funny. So I'd probably go in and turn it down a little bit, but I'm just going to leave it back to how it was. Might be worth taking the time to do that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create a new layer. We're going to name that layer Skin. We are then going to bucket fill that layer, uncheck all layers. And what you want to do for skin is come down here all the way to red and then just jump up a little bit, right about there. And then kind of here in the middle, fill it. Now don't worry if your color doesn't look good right now. You can always change it later. So let's turn this layer off. We're going to come back down to the background. And I'm going to use this object selection tool to help me select the areas that I want for skin. So I'm going to drag a box right here, let go, and then hold the shift key. I'm going to draw another box right here. And if it ends up getting some areas you don't want, you can try using Alt instead of Shift to try to like unselect some stuff. And that did a pretty good job. I can also try that right here on the hair. And maybe you're like right here, I'm using Alt to subtract, Shift to add. And let's go ahead and give that a shot. So now I'm going to come up to my skin layer and we are going to add a mask. And you can see that it is using this mask to hide everything except for those white spots that we had selected. We'll set the blending mode from normal to color. And if I need to make some changes, do not go on this layer. Stay on the mask. You can use white paint and black paint. So I would probably use a soft round brush. And if I want to just blend a little bit right here, maybe I'll put a little bit of skin kind of tapering onto the hair. Maybe that little area right there. I could use my drawing tablet to get really careful. And if I go too far like that, I can use black paint and you can click on this, switch to black to just remove it. Now let's go ahead and add another layer. I'm going to create a new layer. I'm going to call this one, let's say jacket. Then I don't know what color his jacket is, but I'm going to assume that it's kind of a brown. So it might be pretty close to our skin color. So I'm going to bucket fill it. I'm going to turn this layer off, come down to my background, use the selection tool, and I'll just see if I can select that jacket. Okay, shift right here, too much, alt, it's not going to be perfect. I'm just going to have to accept that and then fix it myself. Come up to this layer, add your mask, set the blending mode to color, and then using black paint, I can come in and just take it off where I don't want it. And using white paint, I can add it where I do. All right, let's do the same thing to maybe her jacket, and let's just say that it's this color. So I'll put jacket 2, bucket fill, unselect, come down here, select her jacket. Sometimes you can just click on it. It did a pretty good job. Add your mask and set the blending mode to color. Now, if you don't like that color, here's how you can change it. You're going to go off the mask and onto the layer. You'll see the white box. Image, adjustments, hue, saturation. Don't just adjust lightness. It's not going to do anything. Just saturation and hue. So maybe I want to go with something more like this. Okay, there we go. You're going to keep doing that for all your big stuff. Maybe your car, maybe the background. When you've gotten all those kind of laid down, what you're going to want to do next is, let me come into the skin layer and use a black brush to just decrease it around here. And I might want to keep a little bit of skin tone, so maybe I'll kind of go gray, but I want some of that white to shine through on the eyes. Just a bit right there. And then I want to have, this layer is going to be my details. So let's get some red for the lips. And I'm going to pull the flow down. I want a nice soft brush. And I'm going to set this blending mode from normal to color before I start. So now I'm going to come in and maybe just do a little bit of that on the lips. And my flow is really low. You can definitely go higher. Maybe I want to put a little bit of blue in for the eyes. Just a little hint of color right there. Maybe I'll do the same thing for his. I don't know what color his eyes are, but we'll say it's blue. And her lips are looking pretty red. I can definitely go more if I want to. Anything else? Like I wanted to maybe make these guys kind of a different color. Let's go with like, I don't know, blue. Pull the flow up a little bit. I can just kind of color those in. Give it some interesting details. So all of my like little stuff is going to be on this highlights layer. I'm sorry, on this details layer. And that's kind of cool. And that's just going to be kind of a judgment call. So keep stacking your layers up. Small stuff, do on a details layer. You're going to have multiple layers like this. Don't ever draw on this part, only on the mask. Black hides, white adds.